Well, hello and how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Cheryl Briscoe, coming to you live right here in St. Rose, Missouri. Hey, today's Saturday, October the 19th, 2024. God, happy birthday. Shout outs going out to Cheryl, Ploch, and Debbie Trendley-Phegley. So, without further ado, here's a birthday song for the two of you. Hey Cheryl. Hey Debbie. Hey, I heard it's birthday today. That's another year gone away. I hope you're enjoying your special day as well. It's your happy birthday day today. I said, hey Debbie. Hey Cheryl. Hey, I heard it's birthday today. Wow, that's another trip around the sun that you made. I hope you're enjoying your special day. Because, well, yeah, it's your happy birthday day today, day today. Yeah, happy birthday day today. Happy birthday to the two of you, and many, many more. Alrighty, let's see. Um, yeah, okay. Anyway, we got some. Hold on just a second. Hey, Andrew. Hey, hey, Andrew. Um, can you come in here? You're going to be on the air, but can you come in here? Look in my side pouch over here and see if there's a cough drop. Probably in the outside pockets.
I see like a lightsaber things.
That'll work.
Okay.
Anything to
Get
coat
the
my
vocal.
throat, help out vocally.
Okay.
This is Andrew, folks.
Hi, everybody.
My new roommate.
Hi there.
All right, now then, maybe that'll help us with throat, because well, it was kind of getting dry. All right, now them Shin Show shout outs like we're getting ready to do. We got Shin Show fans Savann, Murphy, Beason, Ken and Becky, Tackett, Martin Kelly, a.k.a. Smiley, Lori Moore, a.k.a. Lori Taylor, a.k.a. Thumper, Rico Murphy, Jarvis Johnson, David Snyder, Jarvis Smoker, Patrick Gardner, Repo out of Australia. No, where's Repo? From Finland. Kyle O'Neill out of South Africa. Oh, Patrick Gardner is out of Australia. And so there you have it. Now we're going to go ahead and give you your weather forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. We had a high temperature of 75 degrees today. Very nice, very pleasant. Done some running around into the city a little bit today. My van sounds horrible, like it's flying apart because of the sway bar. So, gonna have to get that fixed. Won't be until the beginning of the week, so it's just gonna sit for now. Anyway, for the main, today's weather forecast is gonna be brought to you by Helping Hands Thrift Store, Diner, and foster care closet located at 416 South 5th Street, right across from St. Mary's Church, St. Ian's Church. Anyway, located across from the church on 5th Street there. So come on in, get yourself some food. The whole store has been remodeled. So you get in there while you can and get some deals while you can. All right. Remainder of the day, clear skies and low temperatures of 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be light and variable out of the south at about 4 miles per hour. And then for Sunday, October the 20th, mainly sunny skies with high temperatures of 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be south to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies overnight, low temperatures of 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be light and variable out of the south at about 4 miles per hour. Monday, October the 21st, a few clouds from time to time. High temperatures near 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Few clouds from time to time overnight. Low temperatures of 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be at, south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for Tuesday, October the 22nd, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. Slight chances of rain showers, 24%. High temperature of 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and the winds are going to be south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then clear skies overnight, low temperatures of 56 degrees Fahrenheit, winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thought we could have waited a lot more for the rest of the year, but with those temperatures warming up like they are, we might have to pray to get back out again. Anyway, Wednesday, October the 23rd, sunny along with a few afternoon clouds. High temperatures of 77 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies overnight. Low temperatures of 43 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for Thursday, October the 24th, sunshine and high temperatures of 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies early will give way to occasional showers later during the night. High temperatures of 43 degrees Fahrenheit and winds will be southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 38% chance of rain. And that was your fifth and final day of our 5-day forecast for this. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more day. It's Friday, October the 25th. Mostly sunny skies with high temperatures of around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies overnight. Low temperatures of 49 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that is your 5-day forecast for the St. Charles area. I don't know what's going on with my mouse, but It's getting really tricky when I get up there to uh, the dwell bar. Hello, fan. Glad to have you in. Uh, Whenever I get up to the dwell bar, it kind of is getting glitchy and it jumps all over the place. It's like there's silver showing from somewhere else other than the spot on my glasses. So don't know what's going on there. It could be the reflection of the shininess off my head too, for that matter. It looks awful shiny. Or it could be on my straw. The clamp on my straw might be throwing it off. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's getting goofy looking. Well, as you can tell by the voice, we're not going to be doing any singing today. Um, we will go through do story time with TV Grandpa, and in that way we can knock that out, and probably going to end up being a short version of the bedtime stories tonight. Well, not a short version of the bedtime story, a short version of the Shen show. Let's see. When you have young kids, you want repetition, something that they've heard over and over. And so we're going to go with Rumpelstiltskin. So here we go. Hey, kiddos. Hey, it's time for TV Grandpa's story time. And it's time to jump up on the couch or jump up on the bed, wherever it is you rest your sleepy little head, because TV Grandpa's going to lull you off to sleep with another little mind relaxing treat. Rumpelstiltskin. Once upon a time, there was a miller who lived with his daughter. He was the sort of fellow who would do whatever it took to get others to pay attention to and admire him. What was best was getting a response of a ooh or a ah from a crowd. What he actually said wasn't as important. Well, one day the king happened to be riding through the miller's village on his way to a hunting trip. At that time, the miller was holding a crowd spellbound by telling them the secret of good health and fortune. King saw the crowd and he bellowed out, "What's going on here?" Everyone turned. It's the king. Well, the miller thought, this is my big chance. If I can impress the king by saying something clever, everyone will always look up to me. Your Majesty, the miller stepped forward and bowed down. I was simply telling folks my secrets to wealth and fortune. Well, what do you know about wealth or fortune? Scoffed the king, noticing his worn work clothes, and every time the miller moved, clouds of flour puffed off and around him. Well, even a poor miller such as myself, said the miller, continued to bow, can stumble upon secrets to wealth and gold. The king was not convinced. Changing one's humble circumstances is, well, like spinning straw into gold, the miller continued. warming up to the topic. And I should know, Your Majesty, as my own daughter can do that very thing. Spin straw into gold? Why, there's no doubt she is the most clever and talented young maiden in all the kingdom. You say your daughter can spin straw into gold? Said the king, changing his tone. Why, this young woman must come to my palace tonight. Your Majesty, what I meant was, in a manner of speaking, the miller added quickly. Silence, said the king, who was no longer listening. Bring your daughter over tonight, I commanded. So the miller wished he could take it back. Now it was too late. When the miller shared with his daughter what he had told the king about her, she was distraught, as you can imagine. Father, why did you say such a thing to the king? She waited still, and she had no choice but to go to the king's palace as commanded. At the palace door, the miller's daughter was immediately whisked inside and led to a small room. Inside the room was a spinning wheel, an empty basket, and a bale of straw. The king entered, and he pointed to the straw and boomed. By morning, I expect this bale of straw will be spun into balls of gold thread in the basket. If you do not do this, off with your head. I do not appreciate being made a fool of by a miller. So the king turned around and he slammed the door, locked it with a padlock, and he stationed two guards outside the door. The girl was all alone. What has my father done? She moaned. How could he put me in this situation? No one can accomplish this impossible task. Thus Jen, an odd little man, stood before her. Did I hear no one? Said he. Wait, said the little girl with shock. How did you get in here? Never mind that, said the imp. What matters is that I can save your life. If you can make it worth my while, that is. You're telling me that you can actually spin straw into gold? Yes, said the girl in disbelief, and he nodded. And she wondered if she should trust this stranger who appeared out of thin air and claimed to do the impossible. But then again, what choice did she have? Very well, she said. What is your price? The imp pointed to her necklace. And how about that necklace? He said. The maiden was puzzled. If the little man could really spin straw into gold, he could buy any necklace he wanted. Why would he do all this work and only get a necklace? Still, he seemed to be her only chance to save her life, and so she wasn't about to ask too many questions. She said, by morning, if you can spin this bale of straw into gold thread, the necklace is yours. But the little man got to work. Whirl, whirl, whirl went the spinning wheel, and the girl fell asleep, sitting against a wall. By morning, the bale of straw was gone, and piled inside the basket were balls of gleaming gold thread. You did it, said she in amazement. Well, a deal is a deal. She handed over the necklace, and in a poof, he was gone. When the king stepped into the room, he saw the basket was filled to the brim with balls of gold uh, thread, and he knew the room had been locked, and 2 guards had been stationed outside the door all night. So it must be true that she could actually spin straw into gold. Now, if you please, sir, said the girl with a curtsy, may I go home? Not on your life, bellowed the king. I will have my servants bring a dozen bales of straw to fill a larger room this time. Now, you will stay there tonight, and beware, by morning all that straw must be spun into gold, if you care about your life. But I've already, said the girl. I am the king, he roared, and the king slammed the door behind him. And it was lucky last night. I was lucky last night. The girl despaired. What are the chances I'll be lucky again? Pretty good, I'd say, said a voice. The girl turned, and the little odd man was there again. How do you get in here? She asked. Focused. Uh, focused, said the imp. I can do this job for you, but what do I get for it? Hmm. How about that ring? Well, the girl looked at her ring, her favorite piece of jewelry. But after all, she thought it's just a ring, and so she agreed. Well, all night long, the imp spun the straw. By morning, there was no more bales of straw on the floor, and a dozen baskets were laden full of glistening gold balls of thread. The girl gave him the ring as promised. Well, if 2 rooms of gold look good to a king, you can imagine that 3 rooms full of gold would look even better. So the king took the girl to his royal banquet hall, a room so large you could barely see from one end to the other. And he had filled the banquet room from floor to ceiling with bales of straw on one side, and the empty baskets were stacked on the other side. As before, she must spin all the straw in the room to gold by morning, or else. However, this time the king told her he was busy the next morning and wouldn't be the one to check on her himself. His son would return that day from a trip, and so he would send the prince instead. In all the straw were spun to gold, said if all the straw were spun to gold, said the king, his son would marry her. The king thought to himself, even if she's only a miller's daughter, with that talent of spinning straw into gold, she is a fitting bride as I could want. What he barked to the girl was that if she could not do the task, she would marry no one once at all, for she would die. When the king left, the girl fell into a gloom. Even if the little man were to appear again and spin all the straw into gold, she'd only have to marry a prince who was, no doubt, as cruel and as horrible as his father. Either way, she was stuck. Well, when she lifted her head, there was that little man standing barefoot. I'm sorry, standing before her again. And so, what have you to give me this time? He asked. I do not have any more jewelry, she said, and even if I did, I'd only have to marry a horrible prince. So what's the point? We will come to a good price, said the imp, and he went to work, spinning straw into gold. Stop, said the girl. I said I can't pay you. Please stop. But the imp did not stop. He spun and he spun, though the girl waved at him from all angles and pleaded with him to stop, but it was of no use. By morning the job was done, and there, said the imp, now we'll talk the price. That's not fair, said the girl. Well, lots of things are in life are not fair, said the little imp with a shrug. But don't worry, I know you don't have anything to give me now. But when you become queen, I will take as my payment your firstborn child. What? Said the girl. I would never become queen. But even if I did, I would never agree to give up my child. Ah, but you already did, said the imp. The straw is spun. The deal is done. And he turned and he vanished. A moment later, there was a knock on the door. This was different. The king always barged in, and a young man stepped in. Miss, are you all right? Said he. I just learned what's been going on here, and I know my father can be tough. And that's an understatement, she said under her breath. What was that? A smile that passed between them? The prince looked around. He saw the balls of shining gold thread overflowing the baskets. And so it's true, he marveled. This is why my father is bent on our getting married. The girl hung her head. Getting married into this royal family was the last thing she wanted. They would find out soon, though, enough that she can't turn straw into gold. And what would happen then to her? She had to get out. But how? You want to get out of here, don't you? Said the prince quietly. The miller's daughter was startled, but nodded, and though not too heartily, as she could not risk the prince's thinking that she didn't want to marry him. These things can be tricky, after all. But what to tell my father? Said the prince, who started to pace the room. I know, he said. I'll tell him that you're already married. No, wait. What if you had some terrible disease? She stared at him. Was this prince really trying to help her? The trouble is, he stopped in his tracks. He'll never let you go if he thinks you can keep on spinning straw into gold. We need to come up with a reason why that would that would have to stop. Maybe this was some kind of a temporary magical ability, and that's closer to the truth than you know, she said. Together they came up with all kinds of reasons why they couldn't possibly get married, some of which were pretty bizarre and made them laugh. And then the two of them started to talk about other things. In fact, they chatted the rest of the day. And by sunset, the girl felt that if this kind, clever young man would someday ask her to marry him, who knows, she might actually say yes. Well, at last, the two of them arrived at a plan. The prince would tell the king that he could keep the gold only if the maiden were set free immediately, that the girl was under an enchantment, and if she were kept here at the palace even one more day, all the gold would turn back into straw. The king was spooked by magic, and so he agreed to release her. The maiden could go home. A month later, the terrible king died. The prince, now king, found the village where the miller's daughter lived and invited her and her father to come to the palace. When she and the king met again, they found they had just as much to talk about as before, and it wasn't long before the two of them realized that they were falling in love, and before long they were married. In time, the new queen had a baby of her own, a son. Joy filled the palace. And one day, when the queen was alone in the garden, the imp appeared before her. Give me what you have promised, said the imp, pointing to the baby. We agreed. Give me that baby now. I never agreed, said the queen. With panic, she held her baby tightly in her arms, and she gathered her thoughts, and she said, I will give you gold instead. Don't make me laugh, said the little man. I can spend all the gold I want. I will give you a castle, said the queen. I'll, I'll, I come and go where I want, said the imp. What do I want with a castle? Well, I will give you servants who will take care of you day and night, said the queen. No one takes care of me, said the imp. I can go as I please. No one even knows my name. I will find out your name, said the queen. Oh, really? Said the imp, for he knew that no one on earth knew his name. He had made it up himself and had never told a soul. Very well, he said. You think you can find out my name? I'll give you 3 days. And after 3 days, if you cannot tell me my name, the baby is mine forever. If you can guess my name, keep the baby for all I care, and tell no one about this fact. If you can say but one word to anyone, including the king, and the baby will disappear at once, and you'll never see him again. So 3 days is a long time, thought the queen. It's plenty of time to gather every name possible. And yet didn't say she couldn't get others, like her servants, to help. And so she agreed his terms. The next day, the queen wrote down every name she could think of. She ordered her servants to come up with every name they could think of, too, and from their home countries and faraway lands. The servants did not know why they needed to do this, but kings and queens make a lot of odd requests, and they did their very best to comply. That night, when the imp appeared, the queen shook out a scroll of names that fell to the floor. Could your name be Nathan? She said. Lucas, Jacob, Hugo, Jerome, Maximilian, Poindexter. She went on and on. Nope, not even close, laughed the imp. See you tomorrow night. He was gone. The second day, the queen looked through every book that she had read. Her servants went through every book stored in the royal library. She collected names from faraway places, names she had never heard of. And that night, when the imp appeared, the queen read her list. Perhaps perhaps your name is Admiral, she said. No, how about Gunnar, Alfonso, Silas, and many more? This is boring, said the imp, but I will not be bored tomorrow night. That will be the third night, and the baby will be mine. He laughed again and was gone. But the queen, in cold sweats, stayed up all night that night, coming up with every bizarre name that she could think of, and she had her servants do the same. They were writing down names such as roast rib or sheep shank or Georgia Labradors or spindle shank. We're just getting, we're just guessing, she said in despair. So she put on her robe cape and hood, and she walked outside the castle. If I have peace and quiet, maybe I will think of something, she thought. I must have a breakthrough somehow. The queen went out into the woods to the biggest part, so deep in there was dark even through though it was daytime, and all of a sudden the queen saw the light of a fire far away and heard a voice too. There was something about that voice, but what? She stepped closer quietly so as to not make a sound, and there in front of her, in front of a fire, was the little man, and it was he, that very same imp. Hey, Siri, stop. Very quietly, the queen listened as the little man danced and he sang, today I brew, tomorrow I bake, then that child that I shall take. The queen will never win this game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name. Rumpelstiltskin, the queen thought to herself, and she tiptoed backward, very, very quietly, and made her way back to the palace. And that night, when Rumpelstiltskin appeared, the queen went through a few more names. Is your name Yusa, Bebop, or how about Somalian? No, 1,000 times no, said the imp. You're wasting my time. I give you one last guess, and then that's the end. Well, I'm sure this is not right, but could your name possibly be Rumpelstiltskin? Rumpelstiltskin, yelled the imp. How could you know? And the imp was so mad that he stamped his feet, and a very big hole opened in the ground, and he fell right down into it. Rumpelstiltskin was never seen again. The queen and her husband, the king, lived happily ever after the rest of their days, as so you may know the end. Well, there you have it. There you have it. That was daytime, bedtime story with TV Grandpa. Now we're going to do the daily bread portion of the program. In today's daily bread portion of the program is going to be brought to you by the Bible with Briscoe 2024. The Bible with Briscoe 2024 is a daily reading of the Bible. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2024 will be Isaiah 56 through 58 and 2nd Thessalonians 2. So don't forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe 2024 for your daily reading of the Bible. An audience of one is today's devotion in the daily bread portion of the program, and we will be covering Colossians 3:17 through 23:24. So, without further ado, Colossians 3 through 17. And whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. And Colossians 3:23 through 24. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. And since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward, it is the Lord Christ that you are serving. And that was your daily bread portion of the program, brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2024, a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Okay, that wraps it up, folks. Shen show is over, done. The nut in the show is got to go. Alrighty, well, goodbye, my friends. It's a time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's a time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So, goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. Ba-do-do-do. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This here has been Shen Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning into the Shen Show. And as always, God loves you and so do I. So come on back and see us again tomorrow. We'll be here. And we hope that you are too. God bless you and have a great day.